name Ramona? How you say your name?
Roma,
Roma. Roma in the daytime. Where you calling me from, sweetheart?
Philly,
Philly. Oh, I used to live in Philly. Roma. Philly. How old are you?
36.
36. And what do you do for a living?
So I have my own business and I literally just got hired as a resource development person for a well-known nonprofit here in Philly.
We're going to take a look at Kendra G Singles Live Platform. A lot of people always talk about how the dating scene is whack, how the dating scene is crazy. The dating scene is not like it was before. We're going to take a listen to this young lady, 36-year-old lady, Miss Roma, and see what her story is.
Okay, so you work for a nonprofit?
Right now, yes.
Okay, nonprofit. Do you have any kids?
I have four.
Okay, how old are your four kids?
20, she's about to be 21, 16, 13, and 2.
Okay, all by the same man?
Uh, 2.
Two. Why you not with the
Yes.
man you had a baby with 2 years ago?
Uh, Girl, uh, let's say chronic alcoholic.
So, did she say that her oldest child was 21 years old? She's 36. 36 minus 21. What is that? 1, 5. So she was 14, 15 years old when she had her first child. That is an important note.
A chronic DWI person. Yeah,
How many kids you have by him?
I have one by him.
One. Okay, and the other one are by three other what? So you have three by one and then one by one.
Yes, and the others are by my ex-husband.
I'll just say, have you been married? So you're divorced. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. And what's your zodiac sign, Roma?
Scorpio.
Scorpio. Okay. So we got Roma Philly, 36 Scorpio, works for a nonprofit. Mom to she's divorced, three by her ex-husband, and then one kid by another gentleman. All right,
Yes.
let's do it. What kind of man you looking for, Roma? I like
So
your name. Can I just say I like your name?
really? So it's Jerome. I'm a Jerome Jr. So
Okay.
I just relocated here from Texas. I'm originally from here, but I just came back. So I am 5'9". So somebody that is taller than me, African American. I've always been in a role that consists of six figures. I'm a doctoral student. I'm working on my fourth degree. Somebody that is more, or at least equal to, an intellectual on top of everything that I have going on with myself. Um, and that's about it. Just
So we
African
kind of got
American.
there early. We kind of got here early, so let me just get in it. Do we got to make a certain amount of money?
So over six figures, yes.
Over six figures is a millionaire because that would be seven figures.
Yeah.
So you want to be a
So
million?
not a millionaire. I am more so equated to the 250 range.
Where over six figures is a millionaire, she said yes. Then she brought it down, and I don't know. She seems to, like I say, she got a little childish look to her. She's cute. Cute young lady, got a little bit of childishness to her, and not sure of how honest this young lady is. So let's continue to let this lady talk about what exactly she has going on.
Okay. So the 2 year old dad made 250K.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So she did. So she did have that, and then your ex husband, I'm assuming, made 250K.
Yes, he's a therapist.
Okay. All right. Well, one thing for sure is she had it twice. So moving forward, you want a man that's 6 feet and make at least 250K.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna. Well, we're already on social media, and if you're familiar with my show, you know they're gonna talk about this girl. So what would
Let
you say? What would you say to? Because now this is interesting. So you had three kids, and then you met a
four.
man that made 250K. He didn't mind that you had three kids.
I have four kids currently,
No,
right?
I'm saying, but before you had four kids, you met a man and you had three by your
No,
ex-husband, right?
I met a man and I had one, and he took on that one person that was literally 3 months old.
Okay, I'm confused. So the two year
Yes.
old, I thought was You only have one kid by.
Okay, so let me reiterate. Okay, so I have currently a person that is about to be 21 years old. She is in North Carolina right now. She's doing well for herself. I have two kids by one man that has taken care of my almost 21-year old.
Okay, what Roma? Let me ask this.
Wow, she got me confused now. First, she said she had three kids initially. Then she got into a relationship 2 years ago and had the fourth child. So, three kids was by one guy, and the fourth kid was by the most recent relationship that she was in 2 years ago. Unless I'm not listening right.
This question:
Yes.
how many men do you have kids by?
Okay, so sperm donor wise, because I know how you are, is three.
No, it's
Yes.
not. It's not how I am. It's an easy question. How many kids do you
It's
have?
totally easy. Yes, three kids, but
Okay, so
four
stop
kids.
right there. That's not what you said in the beginning. In the beginning, you said you had two kids. You said it was two men.
Hey, like they say, you let a person talk long enough, they will expose themselves and show you exactly who they are. Lady, what?
Just say three.
Okay, so I have four kids by three different men.
Oh my
Okay, so in the
God.
beginning you lied because I asked you that question and you said
I
three.
wouldn't say I lied. It's because
It's a lie
I
because
looked
that's
at.
not the answer. So what would
Okay,
it
so
be?
I had to reiterate myself when it became to what you wanted to say. So let me put it this way,
What?
okay?
Well,
So
hold
I
on, Roma, real
had
quick. You keep saying
wait,
what
I
I want
had
you
a
to.
child at 14 years old. Okay? So I had a child at 14 years old, and then I met somebody at 15, and he took on my child at 14 years old. Okay?
Okay, but what I hold on real quick. I don't want to be hostile, but I want to correct you.
But you
It's
are
not
hostile, and I'm fine with that.
okay. You said what?
I said you are hostile, and I'm
No,
fine with
no,
that.
you're well, here's the thing, Roma. I'm not hostile. What I'm not gonna do is allow you to lie to me and then make it
It's
my
not lying. It's
it,
when you're married with someone for so long and that person take on your child, you honestly, I want to say forget, but my ex-husband took care of the child that I had at 14 years old. So I have four children by three different men, and that's where it is.
so let me jump in. I'm not hostile. What I'm not gonna allow you to do is lie. So I have to correct the lie. So the question is at the end of the day, I just asked you a simple question. How many kids do you have by? You said two. That's not the answer. So you're not gonna call me hostile. I'm just correcting the fact and exposing the fact you lied to me. That's all.
And not only that, if you are going on a singles show and you are trying to attract or find a mate, you got to be honest. You got to be upfront and let people know what it is that they're dealing with.
That it is. We wouldn't even be here this long had you just told me it was three men and we would have kept going. But
So
now it becomes
let's
hostile.
keep
But
going.
it
I
becomes
have four
hostile when I don't
children.
allow. It becomes hostile because I'm not going to allow you to make it seem like I'm the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy.
I
I
didn't say
ask
you were the
questions.
bad guy.
Okay. Well,
And then
now
I
let
say
me.
that.
Okay, so now I have. So now I'm kind of confused. So let me just understand. So
I
it's
help
three
you.
men. It's three men, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the first child was like a high school sweetheart.
Yes.
Okay. So the second baby daddy, that's the one that made 250K.
They all made 250K.
So the 14-year-old, he made 250K too.
Yes.
What?
When you were 14 or when he got older?
No, when we were 14.
I'm just curious. How
This is this a skit? It's got to be a skit. Is she saying that the 14-year-old baby daddy made $250,000 21 years ago? Come on, you man.
Yeah.
old was he?
How old is he?
How old
Older.
was he when you got pregnant at 14?
Older.
Oh,
You don't want to share. You don't want to share the age.
I cannot share that because my daughter is about to be 21 years old. And I refuse to put him in that predicament when he is a older, successful man.
wow. Now that's a difference. So her baby daddy wasn't 14. She was 14. But sound like this dude was probably 25, 30 years old. If he was making $250,000, wow.
Okay. Okay. So you have three baby daddies, and they
Yes.
all made 250K each.
Yes.
Okay. You said you now you told me you were divorced. Who did you marry?
I married the second child, or the second and third.
Okay. So the second and third child's father is the one that you married.
The therapist, yes.
Oh, he was a therapist. Got you. What did the older man do, your first child's father?
I cannot disclose that, and I won't disclose that ever.
Okay, that's fine. And the third child's father, can you disclose what he did?
He is currently a psychiatric nurse in a rehabilitation.
Got you. Okay. All right. So how we got here was the request. So
Yep,
ultimately, the fourth man be over 6 feet and make at least 250K.
at least.
At least. Okay.
Wow. So she is looking for a single fella, over 6 feet, black guy, making over $250,000 a year. Like the boy Kevin Samuels say, she's looking for a high value man. Not a lot of those fellas out there, and the ones that are out there, like Kevin Samuels always say, do you think they want to go with a woman that got 4 kids? I mean,
Now, what would you say to a person that would say, they're going to say, oh, that's unrealistic. You have 4 kids, 3 men. What would you say to that?
I mean, that's their prerogative. Right now, I'm really okay with where I am in life. I relocated from Texas back to Philly. I'm doing well for myself. I have my own business, actually two of them. Um, but if they were to say that they have an issue with it, so long.
Okay. And would you date a man that made less than 250K?
I'm okay with it. Yes,
Oh, you would date a man that makes. So what's the lowest
definitely.
amount you would date?
Around 80.
okay.
Okay, 80. So 250K is preferred, but
Prefer.
80 is the lowest.
Yes.
Could he have children?
Yes.
Do you want more kids?
No.
You don't want more kids. Okay.
No.
So, okay, we kind of got there early. So now what are deal breakers?
Deal breakers are someone who is a chronic liar. I do have multiple degrees in psychology. I can pinpoint someone out that is a liar, or who is someone that is fabricating the truth.
No,
Um,
girl. I'm sorry I got to jump in, but that's exactly what you just did.
Actually, you didn't give me the space to explain
I
myself.
did give you the
So now,
space. I gave you
no,
the
you
space when
did
I
not.
asked you how many kids you had by. You could have said three. You
I
literally just
honestly,
called
I
out what
could
you
have
exactly
said
did.
three. Yes, I. Are you gonna let me talk right now?
Oh, wow.
And you're gonna sit there and
This is funny.
Kendra, Kendra,
Roma, you literally just
Kendra,
talked about a chronic liar, and that's exactly what you just did to our queen.
chronic, chronic,
Yes.
She said, I'm not a
You said
chronic
I
chronic
liar.
is
didn't
not
gotta
true.
lie.
When someone comes into your life, when you are raped at the age of
Oh,
14
wow.
and takes over your children, and you look at that person as a father figure, and that person still takes care of your child.
Wow. This lady has a lot going on. She says that she was hard when she was younger by the older fella that was making $250,000 a year. She looked at him as a father figure. I wonder if he was a relative. I wonder if this was some type of, I don't know, poor lady. Hopefully she has and is still receiving help because you can tell she's been through a lot. She's holding a lot in, but she seems to be holding up pretty strong, though.
Okay?
Well, let me jump to this. Obviously, we don't want to go deep with that
I
story.
will go deep with that because you can Google me and you can LinkedIn me and you can find out the truth.
Oh boy.
The point of first of all, I want to say this because when it gets there, obviously, I'm sorry you went through that. But at the end of the day, I'm quite sure you're familiar with my show. This is not the first time you watching my show, right?
Mhm.
So when I ask that question because there's levels to me asking that question.
There are
So
two men that will come at your neck about my children, not three.
first of all, ain't nobody coming at my
Not yours, but I'm saying the person that I am dealing with.
Can't just say, hold up, pump your brakes. Ain't nobody coming at my neck. Dig that.
But there are
no,
two men
but
that are
Roma,
active role models of my children as opposed to three.
I,
So
I
the first child would never be a factor. because that first I'm sorry, that first man has never signed a birth certificate. He wasn't there, and my ex-husband was there. So my ex-husband played that role of someone that took the father figure of my almost 21-year-old that is now highly successful in North Carolina, and she's great.
I'm, I'm,
So
I'm listen, there's
I
nothing
understand where you're coming from as a publicist and as somebody
as a
that is
what?
in the social media publicist
Who's
and
who's the public?
somebody.
Who's the publicist?
I mean, you're public, right?
Oh, you said I'm not a
Oh wow.
publicist though. I'm a journalist that hosts a dating
Okay,
show.
so you're a journalist,
Yeah, so I just asked the questions. I just want the
and
truth.
I'm correcting you,
Oh,
No, well, well. Here's the thing, Roma. First of
Roma.
all, again, I'm sorry what you went through in your past. I felt like I'm quite sure this is year six. You've seen my show a few times, correct? This is not your first time watching me. I'm assuming. There. I said, is this your first time finding out about Kendra G?
I mean, if you want that
No, I'm
audacity,
Roma. Roma, I'm just asking you questions, girl.
girl, yeah, it's not my first time. Sorry,
Okay, so with that being said, I've been doing this show for 6 years.
I know,
So when I ask that question, it's the same question I've asked for 6 years.
right?
And the only reason we went down this dark road, because had you just
It's
said,
not dark.
well, I don't like what you went through in the past, I
I
feel
mean, it's
like
not
that's
dark.
dark. Huh?
It's not dark. At the end of the day, I love God, and it's not dark.
Okay, well, either way, either way.
Mhm.
I I'm standing 10 toes down on had you just in the beginning answered the question about the three men, then we wouldn't have had the back and forth that we had and the confusion because I was under the impression because I was going to ask you questions as I did pertaining to that. But
Right.
we're now moving forward. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Um but God is working on me, child. Okay, let's
Working
continue.
on us.
He's working on me. He's
No,
working
you
on
can come for me. Like, I'm fine with
no,
it.
well, no, Roma. This is what I don't like. This is what I don't like about this.
Please.
I never came for you. I just didn't allow you to lie to me. That's all
It
that happened.
wasn't a lie. It was
It
more
was.
so of no, 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 no.
Yes.
So if you would have said how many people I laid down with, that's a
I
different
never say
story.
that, Roma. Why would I?
Exactly.
yeah, this lady has some deep down stuff going on. I don't know what it is. Maybe some immaturity. She talks about how she is a highly intellectual person, but she seems to have a lot of immaturity things going on with her, along with her past. So, tough person to be in a relationship with for sure.
But if you were to say how many people you had, children with,
I
I
said
would
that.
say
How many kids' dads do you have?
exactly. And I will always consider my ex husband as my daughter's, that's about to be 21 years old, father.
But this is why I
Always.
asked you if you are familiar with my show
I
because
am familiar, but you asked a blank question and I answered it.
well, let me. Okay, so since you're familiar with my show, you knew what I meant when I asked that question.
But other people didn't meant, or other people didn't know. So
Other people didn't know what.
what you meant?
Ooh, child. Should
Ooh.
he look a certain way?
I stated over 6 feet because I'm 5'9". African American. I stated the range of salary.
I didn't ask
Um,
about. Well, look a certain way usually is you can add
yeah,
height to
yeah,
it,
yeah. But
but it's about what?
when you make a certain range, you look a
I
certain
didn't
way.
ask that question yet. I said if we look a certain way. That's the next question. So the question is, does he look a certain way? Like complexion, tall, slim, you going forward. This question right now is should he look a certain way?
Lighter than me, over 6 feet.
Okay. We already got to the money question. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Okay.
Okay, we see you, girl.
A little bit, a little bit.
A little bit what?
I said a little bit because I'm on my weight loss journey, so I'm a little bit.
Okay. Should he we already did that. When was your last relationship?
A month ago.
Month ago. Oh, you just ended a relationship a month ago. Is it over? Over?
Over.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
A month ago.
Okay. Three flaws you have to work on.
Someone who is a chronic liar. Um, someone who is shorter than me. So I'm 5'9". So someone who is 5'9" or shorter. And someone who is unemployed.
And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Uh, so I feel as though that you are short tempered right now. So I'm gonna keep this short.
Who's
Um,
short tempered?
you are, girl. It's fine. I
Wait,
know.
hold
I
on.
love it.
Why am I short tempered? Because I'm asking you the questions and allowing you to answer them. So now if I go back and forth with you, I'm aggressive, I'm all those things. Now I'm asking you the
Yeah, good luck to this lady on finding love. You know, like they say, there's somebody out there for everybody, but this lady seems to be very combative. This would be a tough person to be in a relationship with for sure.
questions. I'm short tempered. You don't take responsibility. Which way you want it, girl? You
I
want me
don't
to
take
argue with you? You
responsibility.
want me? I'm
Let's
giving you.
address
I'm
the
giving you the
responsibility
courtesy
part.
of allowing you to answer the questions with no rebuttal, and now it's I'm short tempered. What
Maybe
responsibility do you have, Roma?
all of them. That's why I'm answering your questions.
No, I want to know what energy do you think you brought to this? Because I gave you three different versions of Kendra. The last Kendra, I'm just allowing you to answer, and then you came back.
The
So I
last
want to know. So
Kendra
I
is the
want to know.
responsible
I want to
Kendra.
know what responsibility do you think you brought to this interview?
I'm gonna be respectful. So the last Kendra was the professional Kendra, the journalist Kendra. The
Well, you
second
just called her
Kendra,
short tempered, but then you called her short tempered.
can you
So
let me
which one
finish
you
my
on?
answer? You would
Huh?
not let me finish my answer.
I was letting you finish your answers, and then you called me short tempered.
I
So
said,
now it's like I don't know which Kendra you want, because you can get
ooh,
all the Kendras.
I want them.
Kevin Samuels. The ladies would come out and be mad at Kevin Samuels when he had his show, similar to what Kendra G is doing, and they would be upset because he was asking them the tough questions, holding them accountable, same way Kendra G is, and they seem to be getting mad at Kendra G too. So it really don't matter if it's a male or female asking these ladies the various questions. It seems like some of these ladies are just tough.
Wow. Let me do this. I should have hung up on your ass a long time ago. I don't know why I even allowed it to go. Let me tell you something. This is a perfect example. Child, let me tell you something. I'm living my best life in California. I'm having a good old weekend. Ain't nobody gonna take my good energy from me. Okay? Ain't nobody gonna take my good energy from me. And I sat there because I wanted to prove a point because I get that a lot where people try to reverse it on me. They try to make it seem like I'm the person. So in the middle of the interview, I was like, you know what, child? Let me just ask these questions. I don't gotta, I'm not gonna go back and forth. Let me just ask the questions and move forward. And then you come back with, now I'm short tempered.
Yeah, Kendra held her own. She was very patient with the young lady, and she was very compassionate with the young lady, especially considering her history and what she'd been through as a teenager. I thought Kendra did a very good job handling this young lady.
Some of you ladies need to self reflect. Some of y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now. Some of you ladies need to self reflect. I don't even want to deal with you, so I can only imagine a man how he feeling. Ain't nobody got time for that, girl. Nobody ain't got time for it. Now, I don't like what she went through in her past, and I do feel bad for that, right? And when things like that come up, it always, to me, she said it wasn't dark. To me, it's dark. Like that's a terrible story. But this is what I stand on. This shit is 6 years old. I've been doing this for 6 years. I ask the same questions in the same order to the same people. Also, by this time, if you call me, everybody that calls me, you are a volunteer. You volunteer to push the button. You volunteer to be here. Okay? You already know what you're getting when you hit Kendra G. I don't know what I'm getting. But Here's the deal. I'm not gonna allow you to lie to my face and then make it seem like I'm crazy. No, we're not gonna do that, okay? I'm not gonna allow you. And then when I decide to just let it go, now I'm short tempered. No, girl, I wanna be done with your ass. Somebody, I want what, 25 minutes? Child. God.